Hi you guys, welcome to your September 2024 astrological forecast. The month starts off with, on the 1st, Uranus turning retrograde. So all of the outer planets except for Jupiter are all retrograde right now. We've got Uranus in Taurus, okay, turning retrograde on the 1st. Then we have Saturn and Neptune still in Pisces retrograde. And Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius at the end of August, and then on the 2nd it falls back into Capricorn for the last time in our lifetime. Whatever, we'll be long dead before it re-enters Capricorn. It takes that long to get through each zodiac sign, right? So Pluto does move back into Capricorn on the 2nd and is there up until November 19th when it fully moves into Aquarius. Okay, and I will be doing a video on Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, but anyways, there's a new moon in Virgo on the 2nd. The sun is in the sun is in Virgo up until the 22nd, and Mercury starts off in Leo in direct motion, you know, on the 1st, right? And moves forward again into Virgo on the 9th. Then, let's see here, Mars is just in Gemini for just the first few days up until the 4th. And Mars moves into Cancer for the rest of the month. Then, okay, we have a full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, okay, on the 17th. Then on the 22nd, the sun moves into Libra. Also on the 22nd, Venus moves into Scorpio. Sorry, I forgot to mention, Venus is in Libra from the 1st up until the 22nd when it moves into Scorpio. And then Mercury's moving very fast again, okay, in Virgo. It moves it back into Virgo or forward into Virgo again on the 9th and then moves into Libra on the 26th. Okay, so let me see here. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the planets. You guys, don't forget to check out my weekly forecast is now daily shorts whenever there's a major aspect. Okay, so don't forget to look for those. Like, subscribe, and share if you like my videos. I really appreciate all your interactions with me. You know what? Now for your forecast. Hi, Leo. So, I think you'll be glad to hear that, you know, whatever you had going on last month, because Mercury was retrograde in your sign, back and forth between your sign and Virgo. So there could have been an awful lot of mix-ups and whatever, communications with you and other people. Maybe a lot of misunderstandings, or at least one, okay, that probably really got on your nerves. But anyways, the good news is, you know, Mercury is still in your sign, but only up until the 9th, okay? So it's in direct motion. You know, it starts off the month in your sign again, okay, went direct at the end of August, and it's moving, you know, forward, and it's going to go into Virgo again. But for like the first 9 days of September, you still have Mercury in your first house, so you are still doing an awful lot of communicating with people. And maybe this is to catch up on whatever, or again, like I said, communicate clearly, or figure out maybe something that was last month that was a miscommunication or a missed message even that you didn't get, something like that. Also, the big deal for you for now is Pluto is retrograde back into Capricorn, so it's not in Aquarius, your opposite sign, so it's not directly across from your sun or whatever planets you have in Leo. Okay, so you have maybe a little bit of a break there. Then Pluto does fully move into Aquarius in November. Okay, so keep in mind it is your opposite sign. I will be putting out a video on Pluto in Aquarius, so you might want to listen to it, because your sign and Aquarians are the most affected by this transit, so it's pretty important, right? So anyways, though, the sun is in Virgo, in your second house of earned income and money and possessions. It's your house of self-worth, your feelings of self-worth, and your hidden talents even sometimes come to the surface when, you know, certain planets transit here. It brings about, you know, sometimes the necessity to fall back on some kind of special gift that you have. You know, it could even be just like a hobby that you used to have when you were younger, but you may have to fall back on it as a necessity to bring in income, add to your current income or whatever, or maybe even just see if you can make money from something that you create, possibly with your own two little hands, you know. But anyway, so it's the house of earned income and possessions, and I feel that, you know, there are probably people still giving you belated birthday gifts even at this time. But the sun is here up until the 22nd, and Mercury moves here on the 9th, and it's again, so it's the second time it's been in Virgo. So it was already here. You know, you may have actually ordered something, you know, purchased something, and maybe haven't received it yet. And maybe once Mercury moves back into your second house here, it does come, you know, whatever it was that you ordered. Or could even be, you know, something that whatever was delayed. So with Mercury here, it brings action of some kind in regards to money and possessions. There's a new moon here in Virgo on the 2nd, so you know, it's a new beginning in your finances, let's put it that way. Okay, this could be the time of year, like the same time every year, where you have a review or whatever, wherever it is that you work. Even if you're retired or you don't work at all, this, you know, the sun's here the same time each year. So it's, your money is the focal point. Wherever the sun is, that's where your focal point is. So it's in your second house every year at this time. So I would have to say there's something dealing with your finances that may happen at the same time each year, and that would normally be like a raise or something, right? You know, you still have the planet Uranus in Taurus, okay, in your 10th house of your career. Okay, your 10th house is your most public house, but it is how you're known by reputation for your livelihood, even if you're retired. Okay, what you used to do, but it's also your personal and public status, your clout, you know. So Uranus here brings a lot of very unexpected turns or events or whatever actions happening within your career or your public life. Okay, and Uranus turns retrograde on the 1st. So you may actually hear from an old job, you know, an old employer or a job that you used to do, to whatever, they want you back, or they want to offer you something or other. Or you could hear from like a job that you inquired about, or a position that you inquired about a while ago, just out of curiosity, just to see what it was all about. But anything regarding your career could come back around at this time, okay? Also, again, your personal clout and status could be, you know, something possibly that you've done, let's say like recently, in, let's say like this year, you know, is suddenly back in the picture, okay? Something like that, but to me, I feel it's something really good and could possibly bring you in money or a pay raise or something or other, okay? So, let's see here. Now, there is a full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces in your 8th house. It's directly across from your 2nd house of Virgo. These are the money houses, the 2nd and 8th house. 8th house is other people's money and resources. It's also shared property and shared debt, like bank accounts, credit cards. It's passive money through a insurance settlement, some kind of payout, legal settlement, legacy, inheritance, something or other. But you have Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces in this house, and they're both retrograde. So this a full moon does exist to bring problems to the surface, okay, because they've become an issue already, and that's what's bursting here, okay. The fact that this is an eclipse at the same time makes whatever happens around this full moon, the effects last a little longer, okay. So this could be if you do own property with someone else, or actual like real property like a home or land or whatever, and bank accounts or credit cards or something. This would be a time where it really has to be taken care of. You know, either that other person is spending too much money, or they're saying you are, or you've got to get a grip on your bills, or it's really, really, really good idea to check for identity theft. I've mentioned this I don't know how many times. Just having Neptune in your 8th house does mean that someone may possibly try to pull the wool over your eyes, you know. Steal your identity, but you could also find that a bank or a credit card company is charging you for something you never asked for. Or just even inconsistencies in your statements. You know, it's a really good time to review all this stuff now. Maybe that's what this full moon is about. You wonder, where the hell's my money going, you know. Could even be, I always say too, that check your pay stub if you still work, to make sure they're not taking out something you didn't ask for, especially when it comes to insurance, like your medical insurance. Also check like your homeowners or auto insurance, something like that. Make sure that you are not paying for something you did not ask for, or they raised your rates, or something could possibly just be going on with your money. Now I do have to say, because this is the house of endings and new beginnings, Pluto is the natural ruler of the 8th house along with Mars, because the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and it does have dual ruling planets now, okay. It was always Mars, and then when Pluto was discovered, it was co-signed to Scorpio, because the traits of that zodiac sign are so like the traits of that planet. That's how that happens, okay. Anyways, this is the house of death and rebirth. Something has to end in order for something to begin, be born new, okay. But this could, like, death in astrology is rarely literal, but it can be in this case, okay. Having Saturn in a death house could have someone, you know, that you know, it doesn't have to be family, could be passing away, and they could be leaving you something, and that could be what the problem is, if there is a problem here, where someone is leaving you. You're the beneficiary, okay, but you have to fight for the benefit for some reason or other, or someone's contesting the will, or doesn't feel you should have this or that, or whatever, you know. Again, there could just be something like that going on. There could be money that is yours, that is due you. It doesn't even have to be a legacy or anything like that. And you're either finding this out or finding out what happened to it. And, you know, like fighting to get whatever is yours. Also, your possessions. If someone has something of yours and they don't want to give it back, consider it stolen. More or less, you know. I would report it to the police or whatever, you know. So it's another thing you have to, might have to prove in a way that something is yours. Somebody may have borrowed something from you, even if it's just like equipment, okay, electronics or something, anything, but they may be giving you a hard time and not wanting to give it back, okay. So, anyways, so Mars, okay, just for the first, you know, so many days, like up till the 4th, Mars is still in Gemini, and Jupiter is in Gemini. It's the only outer planet that's direct right now in your 11th house. That's where you have the sign of Gemini, right? But then Mars moves into Cancer, the sign before yours. Okay, so it's going to be moving into your sign by the end of this year. I think that's the only, that's as far as Mars goes. I think it might go between you and Virgo back and forth, but Mars doesn't go into Libra or anything like that till like next year. So there's really a lot of activity going on here with Mars in your 12th house, where you have the sign of Cancer. The 12th house is the house of behind the scenes activities by you or someone else. Secrets, confidences, it's the subconscious mind, it's your dreams, it's your house of charity, how charitable you are towards others and how you are on the receiving end. Many, many things, okay? But Mars here, and I always say, even in a natal chart, if you were born with Mars in your 12th house, it's almost just like how this transit is going to go with Mars transiting. That's the difference, okay? The transiting planet is the one that's out there moving around now, just orbiting, gets little heart out. And a natal planet is where the planet was the exact minute you were born, and that will never move, okay? So anyone with a Mars placement in their 12th house, whether it's in transit or in their natal chart, you have to be aware of people acting against you behind your back, okay? Because this is, remember, you or someone else acting in secret behind the scenes. A lot of times what you find out is, okay, now you do have Jupiter in your 11th house of friends and acquaintances, okay? You're probably really, really popular with even new people coming into your group of friends, okay? Your new circle of friends. You may have friends or acquaintances that are jealous of this. So there's someone that, and you already know who it is. It's a feeling that you already have, or you just know. You know, this is a so-called friend that envies you, that is jealous of you in some way or other, and they undermine you behind your back, okay? To the new people that are coming into your group of friends, or just anybody who will listen. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you feel like people are talking about you behind your back, you know what? They are. And this is so-called friends. Okay? So just remember, you know, this is a time of preparation. When Mars is in your 12th house too, you're looking out for yourself. You know, your best interest. You have to figure out what's going on, what's going to be best for you, especially if you're coming up against something that you know is going to be a problem, right? Because when Mars moves into your first house, people will have to look out for you. You know, they'll have to get out of your way. Whatever. They'll have to deal with your moods and whatever it is you want, right? Because that's what Mars does. It's the me planet. It does make you stand up for yourself. But right now, it's in your 12th house, okay? So just keep that in mind. Keep your moves, any moves that you are making, keep it to yourself. You don't need to discuss it with anyone, especially your friends. Okay, I'm not saying you don't have good friends that love you and support you and stuff, because you do. But there's always got to be one. There really is. There's always got to be one that is jealous of you. So just keep that in mind. In fact, pat yourself on the back. Because if they feel that threatened by you, you must be doing something good. Right? So anyways, okay, back to this now. Let's see here. Well, the sun is in Libra from the 22nd on. Venus has been here since the beginning of the month up until the 22nd, when it will move into Scorpio and your 4th house, and Mercury moves into Libra on the 26th, and this is all happening in your 3rd house, where you have the sign of Libra. And your 3rd house is your everyday life, your neighbors, your neighborhood, your siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, where like people and places you would encounter throughout the normal course of your day. This is short distance travel, like a day trip, overnight trip, or a weekend trip, or like a tri-state area thing. All forms of communication, including regular postal mail, Writing, like actually writing something, okay? The written word, more or less, but you may feel like writing a lot more at this time, but it is an internet house, okay? So you may find yourself online a little bit more than usual. If you don't have a website, you may decide to actually do something like that, or get a podcast or a YouTube channel together, especially with Jupiter moving in to your 11th house. Okay, you've already got the planet Uranus in your 10th house, which brings about unusual opportunities. Okay, so you might as well go with it, you know, because Uranus is going to be leaving Taurus pretty soon, and it's going to move into Gemini. But for now, you might as well act on it. You know, Jupiter in your 11th house should bring, this is the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes, and it should bring people into your life that can help you in some way or other, expand your opportunities, or help you achieve some kind of goal that you were after. So maybe you will write something, or have an online, you know, blog or whatever, okay? But you could find yourself, especially when Mercury is here, doing a lot of things within your own area. There could be events happening that maybe only happen this time of year. You know, it's autumn in America, and you know, there's a lot of things that happen at this time, other than just like Halloween and parties and stuff like that. You know, based around that. But you could find, you know, that you do have a lot more communications, just because Mercury does rule it's the natural ruler of the 3rd house, so it does well when it's here, no matter what sign it's in. And, you know, you just have a lot of information going back and forth between you and other people, but especially like a lot of exchanges with your neighbors or siblings, something like that. Okay, but yeah, you could have a little bit of an increase in mail, even regular postal mail. So then Venus on the 22nd moves into Scorpio, into your 4th house of your home and family, your personal life, your past, your childhood, the foundation of how you were raised. You know, you're like a roommate, whoever you live with, your family, or if you live alone, whatever. Having Venus here, though, brings pleasant times within a home setting, especially like if it's romance, okay? But it also makes you want to beautify your surroundings, but it's something minor, like not like big, you know, knocking down walls and remodeling your place. It's like buying, like, you know, new sheets and drapes or towels or something or other. But it's pleasant time spent at home, okay? I do have to mention that, well, with Pluto leaving, you know, just briefly, Aquarius, like I said, it does fall back into your 6th house, okay? That's where you have Capricorn. The 6th house is your house of health, your house of service to others, and the workplace, the kind of work that you do, and your co-workers. So if you were possibly having problems, let's say maybe even a health problem, that was like over an extended period of time, it may flare up at this time. You might want to go visit your doctor again, just to be on the safe side. Also, any kind of work or a co-worker that maybe left may be coming back. Hopefully it's just briefly, because they were like a real power hungry kind of person to work with, and they weren't even your boss, they were just a co-worker. Or even, you know, a place where you used to work, again, may contact you and ask you if you could come back to work, even if it's like the absolute last thing on your mind. They may try to talk you into it, okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Leo on the 1st, 26th, 27th, and 28th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Aquarius, and those dates are the 14th and 15th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 9th, 10th, 11th, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The best time for money is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 16th, 17th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for your career is the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And the best time for communication and travel is the 4th, 5th, 6th, 18th, and 19th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for September. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast, which is now daily shorts. See ya.